welcome back. I'm your host, Robert Joseph Garrison. Welcome back to the new Christian radio talk show, Are We There Yet? I'm your host, Robert Joseph Garrison. The listener email is robertjgarrison@gmail.com. That's Robert J. Garrison, Garrison, @gmail.com. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions that you would like to hear on future shows, let me know. Thank you for joining us. Welcome back. We just got done talking about major natural disasters that are happening, and whether it seems like God's trying to let us know, hey, I'm in control, you guys aren't. I'm gonna show you guys who's really in control. It's almost like God's saying, listen, you're getting too big for your britches. I'm gonna have to knock you down a peg or two. That's what it seems like to me. The other issue I'd like to talk about is the whole economic issue. Everybody's talking about how the economy's getting better, jobs are growing, the unemployment numbers going down, things are picking up steam, blah, blah, blah. Well, last month there was a bunch of jobs added. However, 93% of, I think, how many jobs were added, if I'm not mistaken, I think, let's see, there was like 420,000 jobs that were added in the month of June. 93% of those jobs were census workers, so it was temp. Actually, that wasn't June, that was May. That was the May unemployment numbers I'm talking about. So 93% of those 420,000 jobs that were created in May were census workers, temp workers. So they're going to go right back into the unemployment line. So unemployment's going to spike again eventually soon after this whole census stuff is done with, which will be around towards the end of summer, probably in July, maybe is when we'll see that spike. Also, government is now outpacing hiring of the against the private sector, which is first time it's happened in a very long time. And you don't want government to start hiring more than the private sector, because the private sector is one that creates all the jobs in the first place. The small businesses, the regular businesses, they grow and grow and grow, and then they create more and more jobs. However, when the government hires people, more and more of your taxes go to paying them. So the more government hires and the more government grows, the more you're going to have to pay in taxes to support that. So that's why economists and business people don't want government to outpace the government hiring to outpace the private sector hiring. Because if they start doing this, if this is a sign of things to come, then we're going to go right back into where we were during the 1940s, during FDR and the whole New Deal, where government is the one hiring people, taking your tax-paying dollars and paying people instead of paying for our programs and our debt and everything like that. Excuse me. And not using our tax dollars for what it's supposed to be, paying for services, products, goods, debt. See, right now, I think in 2011, or late into 2010, our debt will exceed the amount our GDP is. The GDP is what the U.S. makes profit-wise from the goods that we make and create and sell. The GDP is what our gross domestic product is what we as a country make as a whole from selling and producing our goods and selling them to the world. Well, our debt is going to exceed, so we're going to be paying out more than what we're taking in. which is something that we don't want to happen, because if you get to that point, then you're not going to be able to pay down the debt unless you do one of two things. And this is what's coming, folks. The Fed's going to have to print massive amounts of money to infuse the economy. This massive amount of printing by the Fed is going to create an atmosphere for massive deflation. That's